What's up, guys? This is Flaming Demon Wolf here, coming at you with a video I was going to make on my main channel, but I've decided since I like the schedule I have for the main channel, I figured I would make it here instead. And just in case you guys are wondering, no, this channel isn't dead. Just haven't I just haven't been really that inspired to record, and plus I've been trying to figure out ways I can do Dokkan gameplay videos for now on. And I'm going to do a similar thing to Nano, to where I might just do like a one-off or a two-off, depending on my mood of each unit and all that on their main team. And if they can fit on the same team, I'll just do that. So, anyways, warning: this video may get a bit ragey, and there will be Dokkan video gameplay in the background for you all to enjoy. I'll probably just have my editor edit some in. So, RWBY is a series that I used to love, and then I started having a love-hate thing with it, and now I just hate how what it's becoming. I still like the characters. I'll still buy merch if it accurately represents how I see the characters. If they made a limited edition Bumblebee figurine, but they, as in the ship, which is Viking Yang, if they made them still be in character, if they made it, then I probably would buy it. I would buy it, but if they made it too cringy, then I won't. Which that perfectly explains the RWBY fan base. You know what? I feel like there should be like a counter how many times I diss or downright troll a certain part of the RWBY fan base. Just because I know this would probably get under their skin, because I know how predictable they are. Not to mention, it's not like a certain writer is going to watch this and take notes from it now, are you, Milezuna? Because you don't like criticism. And considering now it's okay to criticize RWBY, once big YouTubers have said that it's okay to criticize and to quote-unquote fix this fandom, well, you know how you fix this freaking fandom? Stop crapping on people just because they don't ship what you freaking ship, or like what you, or that if people don't like what you like. That's how you start. Grow some thicker skin. Start with that. And then we'll talk about how we can change this freaking fan base. Which is impossible, by the way. So, I got into RWBY at the end of 2018 because of my best friend, and I binged volumes 2 to 6 in January, which was the same time as Dragon Ball Super Broly. That was my first anime movie I saw in theaters since, not counting Detective Pikachu. Some might say that was a live action anime movie, but I don't consider that a anime movie. It was more of a video game movie than anything. Actually, it was a video game movie, but that was my first anime movie I saw since Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Pyramid of Light. Yeah, it's been that long. So, and to be honest, I love the concept of the show. I love the character designs. I love the world building that they have and still have. That's something that RWBY doesn't lack is world building. The music is fantastic. It's just that the quality of the show, since Monty's unfortunate passing, is really taken into question. And if I had to make some sick irony, RWBY basically died when Monty unfortunately died. And in my opinion, that's basically what happened. I think RWBY right now is a shell of its former self. I don't think Carrie and Miles fully understand the show. They don't re-watch things to remember. They will retcon stuff. And in my opinion, they are very incompetent with their job. I can do a better job writing a RWBY volume than they can. That's because, probably unlike them, I care about these characters. If they want Bumblebee to be canon, well, you know what? I can easily make that ship work. I can easily do something that would make sense for the people that love the ship and people that hate it. But how they're doing things right now is not the way you write a story. Let's start with the elephant in the room here, something that I've always raged at because of how much the shippers, honestly, they not only piss me off, but I don't like their logic. So in other words, I'm pretty much getting ready to poke inside a damn bumblebee nest. That's basically what I'm doing right now, which I've done many times before. I've gotten good at it. So, the bumblebee shippers. Now, normally there are two types of shippers that, for some reason, there's a difference, but I don't really see that much of a difference. I've seen they're the group called the Bees that are horrible people. And then, of course, there's the Wasps. Well, in my opinion, I think most of the Bumblebee shippers are Wasps. RWBY, just because RWBY is just the whole typical thing of the vocal minority being the loudest. These type of people only exist on Twitter. And you might occasionally stumble upon them on YouTube. I should know because I've had two of them in my comment section. One of them was in a video on my main channel that I deleted because you can tell this person had a computer folder full of proof that Bumblebee was going to be canon and a full notepad. And if that's not obsessiveness, which is a bad thing to be with fictional shows, it just shows that they don't get it. Like, case in point, there was proof outside of the show that Naruto and Sakura was going to get together, because what people don't know, I don't approve of Naruto getting with Hinata because, in my opinion, that's basically putting out the message that it's okay to get with someone that basically stalked you. To me, that's what Hinata is. And don't get me started on the Sakura and Sasuke thing. But I do understand that those two ships have their fans. But when you have shippers that will go out of their way to attack you because you don't meet their expectations, and I've seen Bumblebee shippers attack their own kind. You know, attack their own group once. That's how bad they are. And then it's the whole agenda pushing, and it's the fact that I know that most Bumblebee shippers probably aren't even fans of the show. They only like it because of what they believe in politically, and they only like it for the ship, nothing more. Most of the time with RWBY, you don't see speculation anymore with RWBY. You see nothing but ship. Now, when it comes to the artists in this community, they're still putting out fire stuff. Shout out to Kimmy 77, probably my favorite RWBY artist. Although she has drawn other things than just RWBY, but that's pretty much what she's known for. And it's like, when has shows gotten to the point that it's not good enough for them if their ship doesn't happen? Like, what happened to caring about the story and getting lost in it and being on the edge of your seat wondering what's going to happen next episode? The Bumblebee shippers is probably 50% of my problems with RWBY now. Because I don't want Bumblebee to be canon. Because I already know what's going to happen. They're going to gloat. They're going to start attacking anyone that ships Yang with someone else. They're going to start pulling the whole agenda card saying that Yang is this, so you can't ship her with John or Oscar or Ren or Adam. And it's like they're fictional characters. And in the words of Mark Hamill, when someone asked him on Twitter if Luke was gay, which obviously when it comes to the books, most hardcore Star Wars fans know that he's not, because he got married to a woman named Mara Jade, a badass redhead, by the way. He said that Luke can be whoever you want him to be. And I stand by that. You know, it's not going to stop people making pictures of Yang and John. So it's not going to stop people. So sit down, enjoy your victory dance, and shut up. You know, it's kind of sad that you guys really want Bumblebee to be canon, despite how horrible the writing has been for the ship. That's sad. You guys are willing to take second place of quality, or my opinion, last place. And I will tell you this: when I make my show, I don't want to see none of this crap in my fandom of my show. Because unlike Rooster Teeth, I will put an end to it immediately. I'm not going to do what Rooster Teeth does and drag people by their edge of their toes and bait them. Put pretty much a stake on a fishing pole and just dangle it over a pack of wolves. I'm not going to do that. And then of course there's how the writing is. How they treat the villains is so fucking dumb. Anyone can be redeemed. Anyone can have a second chance. But apparently with Rooster Teeth, they don't think that. Jocks, Weiss's father, was actually, in my opinion, he had a moment like, oh crap, despite all the bad stuff I've done to my kids, Weiss still cares about me enough to want to save me. And then they have Ironwood straight up kill him just because. Just to show you how unhinged he is now. Ironwood was always a character that was paranoid about stuff. But he was also a man of integrity. He was also someone that cared about his people and the people of Remnant. And he stood up for Weiss in Volume 4. So, Ironwood doesn't deserve what he got. And to be honest, Penny did not deserve the very unnecessary death she got either. Here you bring her back for, once again, shock value, and to give us the feels, which is a pattern that is very cliche. And you guys turn her human, which is great. You also made her a maiden, which is great, because they now have a maiden on their side that could, if with proper training, she could go toe-to-toe with Cinder. And I thought maybe that would be a good way to bring Raven Bronwyn back, which is Yang's mother. And Raven could train Penny. But they didn't do that. Because once again, they play things safe. See, what sounds better to you guys? Having Penny survive and being trained by a member of Team frickin' Stark? One of the most legendary teams in Remnant that literally has Yang's and Ruby's parent and parents and uncle in it. Or unnecessary self-sacrifice because they finally decided to let Winter become the Winter Maiden after deciding not to do that in Volume 7, yet they did it anyway after playing around with the idea of Ruby becoming the Winter Maiden, or Emerald. Actually, there was theories about Emerald. There was theories about Nora. Or maybe that trash can becoming the Winter Maiden, or that one grim Beowulf becoming the Winter Maiden, or that crack in the ground. That's a joke, by the way. But once again, you guys really did something dumb with the writing. And then there's Volume 6. Now, I love the whole apathy arc. I love the whole Bromwick's farm arc and all that. That was pretty cool because that brought in some horror residents, and those Grimm are creepy. I would love to see like a horror game based on those Grimm. That'd be amazing. That would probably be the closest thing we ever got to a Nightmare on Elm Street game. Although, in this case, it's reversed because Freddy kills people in their dreams. These Grimm actually kill people by putting them to sleep. You guys can't tell me they never took inspiration from Nightmare on Elm Street. So, and then of course Adam finally goes full on lifetime crazy ex-boyfriend and does the whole if I can't have her, no one can. In my opinion, Adam wouldn't have done that because Adam would have put the wife Fang before Blake and his revenge against Yane for taking Blake away, even though in my opinion he should have also done that with Sun. And I'll get more into that soon. I'm going to end on that little note. And yet, you guys could have killed someone that could have basically been Team RWBY's Tuxedo Mask to where he could show up and help them out. You know, once he gone through a redemption arc. And not to mention, Carrie Shawcross clearly stated that Adam could have gone on a redemption arc, and they never did that. Why? Because they wanted to play things safe, because they knew if they kept Adam alive, that wouldn't please the people to where they think that actually gives a damn about their show. Oh, the irony. And now let's get to the whole Sun thing, shall we? In my opinion, Black Sun deserves to be canon more so than Blake and Yane. And yes, this is the moment of that one picture to where I'm just standing there with a smug grin and there's all these pitchforks and swords and all that in my face. Here's why. Yane tried to put it into Blake's head that she needs to stop running and start letting people help her and to talk. Well, it took Sun to finally get injured by Ilya and have him tell her that you can't make our decisions. You can only make yours, basically. He hammered the point home. Sun and Blake have so much chemistry. They deserve to be canon. Not Bumblebee. What was Yane doing during that time? Oh, well, She wasn't doing anything. She was being angry. And even after she got over her PTSD, well, correction, she didn't get over her PTSD until they killed Adam. But she was still mad at Blake for quote unquote leaving. Well, tough shit. Blake had more freaking important things to do than babysit you, sweetheart. It's amazing how much you can love a show, and yet you end up not liking it because of the lack of quality. Maybe just maybe this might be like Naruto for me, to where I take a good solid few years off and then I come back to it and I may end up enjoying it again. It's unfortunate because I always stick with things that I enjoy. I didn't start becoming a critic of things until the sequel trilogy, I feel like, of Star Wars. That was definitely when I started to really like noticing things. And at the end of the day, it's, we're the paying customer, so it's up to us at the end of the day. I do want to end it with this, though, is that if Bumblebee does become canon, and they don't improve the show, then at least we have the rewrites still going strong. And if the one done by Celtic Phoenix does end up making Blake and be a thing, at least it would be done right than what Rooster Teeth has done. I'm thinking from now on, if I want to, watch some quality RWBY, I'll just watch this stuff, which I actually might eventually. But yeah, no. I think RWBY needs to end, and I think Rooster Teeth needs to stop creating things because they have lost they definitely have lost the magic that they once had, especially with having so many of the founders leaving. And then so many controversies, like the whole thing with Vic M, and whatever else. Their shows are suffering, and the one show that Warner Bros. Believed in with them, which was Genlock. From my understanding, season 2 wasn't all that great. But then again, that's what you kind of get from a cheap Gundam ripoff. If I want to watch a mech show, I'll watch something made in Japan. And here's one other thing: it's kind of sad that you have Avatar: The Last Airbender perfectly captures anime perfectly, and then you have the Castlevania anime that does the same thing. Yeah, and yet you have the final season of the Legend of Korra and RWBY, to where they start Americanizing stuff and try to push their views into it. And if you criticize it, well, that makes you pretty much a bigot. So, if this pisses anyone off, I don't care. You can comment all you want. I'm not going to respond. I've had it with this damn fan base anyways. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Then again, I'm going insane by talking about this, so that's why I don't try to talk about it anymore, because it makes me go insane with rage. But if some of you Rooster Teeth butt kissers ends up commenting on this, I'm not going to respond to you. I'm not. I'm not going to waste my time. You guys will just prove my point that the Rooster Teeth community is just filled with grown-up man and women babies. Now, here's the thing: on my channel, I wouldn't be acting this immature, basically. But that's how much this well, that just shows you how honest and brutally honest I can be. So, with that said, I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Later, guys. Oh, yeah, and one more thing. Adam makes a better love interest for Blake than Yane does. Bye!